I'll show you that if you know the basics of programming, you can do a lot with AI. Okay. Though they will say that AI will do the coding for you, yes, that is very true. So if they can do it and you understand how to do it, because not all the time when you ask them, they will give it right. Okay. So just okay, introduction. So we use computers every day, right? But how will the computer do what it wants it to be? So usually, we persons will say something, speak something, and that maybe you ask your brother or somebody to do something. So you speak the command, can you do this? Can you do that? Same as well for computers. But we need to learn those commands because they are very, not really strict, but it will really perform what it intends to do if you write the correct command. And instead of speaking, then we write it by using their language. Okay. Play ang so, right. So basically, computer will do something if you provide it a command and the data, and it will process it and give us information, right? So today we're going to understand the Python programming language. So as I mentioned, that the computer will do something for you if you know the command and it knows what is the command and do it for you. And currently, okay, there are different programming language. So just like right now we have different language, right? Like we have English, Spanish, what else? Korean, Japanese. So, and they can still communicate. Also for computer, they have different programming languages, and maybe you heard some of it. Any programming languages that you've heard before? So we have C, C Sharp, C++, Java, Python, R, and MATLAB, and a lot more. So you can look at it, what are the different programming languages. So each language has their own, like, known for that, for the use. So for example, you'd like to make a mobile application. So maybe the best thing to use on that is Java, or maybe website. So for website, JavaScript, but though any of them can really make it, but they have their specific uses. So if you heard about machine learning, AI, usually Python is very popular at that, or data analysis. But all of them can still do that. Okay. So what the computer does is that any computer do something for me. So we give the command and they do it. And since computer cannot understand our language, so there comes the translator, which is the programming language. And then they will decode it into computer language, wherein the computer can only understand zeros and ones. So what are the zeros and ones? So computer, to use it, you need electricity, right? So inside of it, it will just be on, off, like a Morse code that if you decode it or there is a pattern, then the computer will understand that, oh, if I read this, so this is what it means. But if you're given just zeros, a bunch of zeros and ones, will you understand it? You just see all zeros and ones. So since we're not computers, so we need a translator, and that is a high-level programming language that is very near to English language. Okay, I think you know already what programming can do, right? So anyone can give me examples? Or what do you expect maybe programming can do in our daily life or right now? Okay, shy. Okay, that's all right. So you can just also put in the chat. Okay. So right now you can watch Netflix, YouTube, or anything we use in the website, www W or the internet. Right now, I think everybody has mobile phones, so all of those, all of those apps in there were made by programming. Right now, AI and data science. So, how did Google or even Facebook knows that if I watch this reel, oh, I'm thinking to buy something, that advertisement is already there in our um, reels or feed. And also, okay, I believe you play games and entertainment as well. So anything revolves around it. And for us to communicate, so how the Zoom, like the Zoom, Google Meet, or maybe some of you at work use the Microsoft, what is that? Microsoft Teams, yeah, and other specific uses. And also right now, self-driving cars, robots. So maybe some of the industry are shifting to use of that. But aside from all of those, actually programming does not only do this. Why we should learn programming? Because it teaches how to think and to think better. And when you're given a problem, you know how to solve it. Though we know how to solve the problem, but how do we think like the computer to solve it? And yep, not just we can do all of those things, but another thing is that it just develop our creativity in a very efficient manner as well. Okay, so any questions so far? So before we go on, we need something to write it in, right? Okay. Right, so okay. Let me go back first. So let's just use Python, okay? Because I think you maybe want to learn, anyone here wants to learn a very specific language? Because once you learn one programming language, then you can learn all of them. Because the concepts of programming will be the same. It's just they differ on how they write it. Similar as well to human language. When we say hello, in Filipino, it's kumusta, or in Korean, it's annyeong. But all of them means hello. So what we're gonna do for the rest of the classes, okay? I'm not sure if you received my email, but I give there this one. Also, I send it on the link. Okay. So this covers everything about the course outline and tentative schedule that may change. Okay, just like you can free every Saturday at least 30 minutes from now. Okay, for whole month of July until August. And here, but if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay, did you receive this one in the email or no? Maybe it's in the spam. If not, I already sent it on the chat. Okay. Okay, any questions? Okay. So our next agenda would be, okay. So our next agenda is, where do we write our code? Okay. So for Python, okay, okay. So Python is a high-level programming language, and why I choose Python, because it's very near to English language, and out of most of the programming language that are more simple. And just an idea, so right now there are a lot of versions of Python. And even though whatever version it is, you can still write code. Just that maybe in the recent one, 3.13, they make it more simplified and they add more functions or features and what we can do with Python. So Python can help you make a website or into web development, data science. We can make games. We can make an application, communication, automation, and scripting, network programming. But aside from this, there are also a lot of things. So first, okay, we need a code editor. So code editor is where we write our program. Okay, right now there are online editors that we can just use. Also, it's free, and an interpreter where Python program can run. So there are online, and you don't need to download anything. But if you choose that, if I don't have access to internet or just inside my computer, then we can try to install the following. So for Python, any of this can run Python, okay? Or even the online editors. Okay. I suggest that maybe in the future, you would like to learn other things as well. Then let's use the Visual Studio Code. So all of you are using computers right now? So, okay, I'll show you how to install Visual Studio Code. Okay, so just, I think whatever OS it is, if you